Hi y'all, my name is Linda, and I've been an avid bullet journaler for the past 2 years, but this is the first time I'm sharing my practice in public. So what I really love about the bullet journaling community is that how we're all connected through a common practice. It's also incredibly easy and awesome to personalize our journals for our own projects and passions. So as for me, I'm an avid reader and an aspiring children's book writer and illustrator. And I'm also a teacher and learner of Chinese. So my bullet journal is a way for me to mush all three of these passions into one organized whole. Kind of allowing me to spot patterns and links and in generally just reflect on where I've been and where I'm going. So I hope y'all find seeing my spread set up for this year and the flip through helpful. And I've also included links to Ryder Caroll's bullet journal tutorial in the video description. So for those of you who don't know, he is the original creator of the bullet journal method, and is awesome. I've also put links to the supplies I've used in the video description if anyone wants details on those. Alright, let's get started. So most journals that you get will always have a name and address spread. So I actually got a new business cards and I really like them. So instead of writing my name in, I thought I'd just stick these in instead. So the very first page of my journal is my key. So as you can see, it starts out with a bullet, which signifies a task. Then this is a task that has been started. An X indicates completion, which is quite nice. Some people use a check instead. Right-facing arrow means the task has been migrated or punted into the near future, either tomorrow or next week. This left-facing arrow means that I have forwarded a task to my waiting list. And of course, a slash through the task means it has been canceled and is no longer relevant. A dash is a note to self, something that doesn't have an action item attached to it, but I might want to remember. And then a circle signifies an event. And then the bottom few are my own invention. So after setting up your key, the next page that you would set up is your index. So the journal I'm using actually already has a table of contents, which is basically what the index is. So I've actually gone ahead and filled in some of my index, but I'll fill in the rest as I finish setting up the spreads. Alright, so this is the first official page of my bullet journal and also the first custom spread. So this page obviously does not appear in the original bullet journal, but since I'm starting this journal in a new year, this is kind of my New Year's resolution, but more of a compass vision guide for the type of person I want to be and the type of work that I want to do, which is to create art, create literature, and also, create genuinely positive educational experiences for my students that teach the mind, hand, and heart. So the idea here is also that I'll be coloring in the little squares, which are major projects and events that I would like to make happen for this year. After I'm done creating my goal compass vision spread, I'm going to go back to the index and index it. So if I want to, I can find it later. Of course, this is the first page, so I could probably find it with no issue. But as I get further and further into the journal, having it indexed is very helpful. So I usually index a page as soon as I start it, so I don't necessarily wait until I'm done with the spread. That way I don't forget to note it in my table of contents. This is the second spread in my bullet journal, and it's another custom spread. So on the left-hand side is a drawing that I've just started, but it's also a motivational quote collage. So my idea is that I will be adding either doodles or sayings to this page as I travel along in my journey. And the first quote that I've picked is a Chinese one. It is 千里之行始于足下. And many of you will probably recognize the English translation, which is a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And then on the right-hand side is my level 10 life spread, which is another custom spread, not part of the bullet journal original. And I actually got this idea from Boho Berry when she put it on her video. So as you can see, it's blank right now. I'll be filling it in come January just to have a good baseline of where I am in the areas of my life that are important to me. And then the top section is a status quo check-in. The next section is kind of a visualization of what a 10 in each area of life might look like, and then the next immediate action to take to get closer to that 10. And then the bottom big part is actually where I will be writing in memories of things that I've experienced. So I'm hoping that by the end of this year, the end of this journal, this entire page is filled with colors, and it will be a beautiful reminder of a year well lived. This next spread is another new spread that I'm adding to the beginning of my journal, and I am so excited about it. So this is my library/reading wish list and reading tracker. So I will be writing, making a list, as well as drawing in books that I've started to read or reread. And as I go through them, I will color them in once I finished. So I'm hoping that by the end of this year, this page 2 will be full of colorful, bright, and beautiful books that have accompanied me through January and into December of 2019. This next spread is a original bullet journal spread, and it is the future log. I also call it my wish list. So this is basically a place where I put all the tasks or projects that I want to/need to do, but I don't yet have a specific date for. So I'll explain how to use this as I go through the rest of my journal, but for now, just know that this is a place for me to jot down thoughts, but the goal is to actually transition these items or migrate them forward into a monthly or weekly spread. This next spread is my take on a monthly log, which is another original bullet journal concept. However, I find it much more helpful to have 3 months in front of me at the same time. And I started doing this when I was in grad school, when a lot of my academic deadlines and projects spanned much longer than a month. So it was very helpful for me to have a bird's eye view. A lot of people do the month-by-month log, and that works well for them. So whatever works well for you. So basically, I have both the calendar set up as well as the list set up, which helps me both keep track of where things need to be in time, but also try and not overschedule myself. So once a month's list runs out of room, that's kind of when I know that, hey, I should probably slow down and take a break. And then at the very bottom right is my horizon section. And I got this idea from Boho Berry. And so these are basically major events or tasks that have been scheduled, they have a date, but there's still a few extra months out. And while I need to, or I want to be aware of them, I don't need to address them just yet. Alright, so I just got done saying how I find it very helpful to see multiple months at one time, but I also kind of missed having this spread to bookend my months. So this is my solution to that. This is a new spread that I'm trying out, my monthly cover page, and I'm integrating Chinese learning and children's literature into that as well. So on the right-hand side, these are 224 of the most common 2,500 characters that you need to be literate in Mandarin. So this is for me to review, and every once in a while I'll come in and trace in the characters that I've written down for myself. And then on the left-hand side, I thought it would be quite nice to pay tribute to some of my favorite children's books and have a line or quote from one along with a doodle. So this one happens to be from Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and I've always really wanted a penseive. That just seemed to be something that was really awesome to have, and actually my bullet journal kind of acts as a penseive for me, so that kind of worked out. This spread is my monthly gratitude and memory spread, so it might look like a lot, but it's actually a really easy and really great spread to keep. So every day I spend about 30 seconds writing down something I'm grateful for, or I'll do a little doodle. And this is actually something really great when I'm looking back over my journal. It's always like a breath of sunshine, or a breath of fresh air, or a ray of sunshine. So yeah, kind of see the things that make my life colorful and the people who make my life colorful. Alright, so we're nearing the end of this bullet journal setup video. This is my weekly/daily log. So weekly logs and daily logs are part of the core bullet journal system, but I find it helpful to actually have those two in the same spread. So here I'm making the template for my weekly/daily log, and I tend to track my habits on my weekly spreads because I never really remember to go back to them if I'm tracking them month by month. I also do a little bit of journaling on top as a reflection of how the past week has gone and aspirations for how this week might go. And I'm also looking back to my monthly spreads and pulling out major projects and tasks that I want to put into my weekly log, which is actually that right-hand side list of things. So these are the major tasks and projects that I want to do for this particular week. And once I'm done with that, I will actually go every day and set up my tasks for that particular day, referring to the right-hand side, which again is my main project list for the week. And so you see that my template is also divided into sections. So the very top section is basically the top 3 projects I want to tackle that day. Then I have my events, my core tasks, and then I do a little bit of journaling every day in that bottom column. And I also color it in because I like color coding things. So basically at the end of the week, I have a really colorful rainbow record of things that I've done that week, and it makes it really easy for me to see where I'm putting my energy and my time. Alright y'all, so this is the last spread setup at this video, and this is a collection example, which is an original bullet journal concept. A collection is basically a project-based list or collection of to-dos, but this is my own take on it. So some people find it helpful to just have a simple, straightforward list, and that is great if that works for you. For me, I find it really helpful to keep my central goals for that project front and center. I have a column for outstanding questions or problems that I want to solve, and I also have a bottom column that helps me prioritize tasks, know who I'm working with and collaborating with, and major resources that I'm using. And of course, lastly, on the right-hand side, I have memories and milestones for that particular project. Alright y'all, so that was my bullet journal setup for 2019. But again, the beauty of the bullet journal system is that you can customize it to you. So my journal has been evolving for the past 2 years, and I'm sure it will continue to change. All the same, I hope that this version was helpful for you and maybe gave you some ideas for what you want to do in your own journal. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe to this channel. Also, I planned for this to be a one-off video since most of the content on the Panda Cup Stories YouTube channel will still be focused on children's literature and Mandarin learning. But please let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more bullet journal videos. And of course, if you want to join the Panda family, click subscribe and tap the little bell to be notified. Alright, happy holidays and happy new year. 再见, bye!